Welcome back. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and today we share with you the entire history of the American Civil War. A conflict that shaped the destiny of a nation, the American Civil War raged from 1861 to 1865, leaving an indelible mark on the United States. As we explore this pivotal chapter of American history, we will dive into the causes, key events, and lasting impact of this transformative period. The seeds of the Civil War were sown in the early 19th century, primarily over the contentious issue of slavery. The North, rapidly industrializing and urbanizing, opposed the expansion of slavery into the new territories acquired after the Mexican-American War. On the other hand, the Southern economy was deeply entwined with agriculture and reliant on slave labor. This stark economic and social divide intensified as the nation expanded westward. Tensions reached a breaking point in the 1860 presidential election when Abraham Lincoln, a Republican opposing the spread of slavery, won the presidency. His election was unacceptable to the Southern states, leading them to secede from the Union, beginning with South Carolina in December 1860. By February 1861, 7 states had formed the Confederate States of America. The North, unwilling to allow the dissolution of the Union, found itself on the brink of war. The conflict officially ignited on April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter in South Carolina. This marked the beginning of 4 years of grueling warfare, characterized by both brutal battlefields and profound strategic maneuvers. Key battles, such as the First Battle of Bull Run, highlighted the ferocity and grim reality of the war. In its wake, more states joined the Confederacy, and both sides prepared for a seemingly endless conflict. In 1862, the war produced some of its most significant engagements, including the Battle of Antietam, which to this day remains the bloodiest single day in American military history. This pivotal battle provided President Lincoln with the opportunity to issue the Emancipation Proclamation, transforming the war into a crusade against slavery and discouraging European powers from intervening on behalf of the Confederacy. As the war progressed, one cannot overlook the decisive campaigns led by Union generals like Ulysses S. Grant and William Tecumseh Sherman. Grant's relentless push against Confederate forces in the East and Sherman's infamous March to the Sea devastated the South both physically and psychologically, significantly weakening the Confederate war effort. The tide definitively turned in favor of the Union with the capture of Vicksburg in July 1863, splitting the Confederacy along the Mississippi River, and the Union victory at Gettysburg, halting General Robert E. Lee's invasion of the North. The war dragged on for another 2 years, with both sides exhausted by the prolonged conflict. Finally, on April 9, 1865, General Lee surrendered to General Grant at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia, effectively bringing the war to a close. The surrender marked the beginning of the arduous process of reunification and reconstruction, a period aimed at integrating the Southern states back into the Union and ensuring the rights of newly freed African Americans. The Civil War had profound and lasting impacts on America. It resolved the long-standing issue of states' rights versus federal authority and set the stage for a stronger, more centralized federal government. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, known as the Reconstruction Amendments, were introduced, abolishing slavery, granting citizenship, and securing voting rights for Black Americans. Yet the legacy of the Civil War was also one of division and bitterness. The Southern economy lay in ruins, and the promise of equality for African Americans was thwarted by systemic racism and discriminatory practices, lasting well into the 20th century. In conclusion, the American Civil War was a defining moment in the nation's history, a struggle between two vastly different visions for the United States. Though the path to unity and equality has been long and fraught with challenges, understanding the Civil War's history is crucial to understanding the nation's past and its continued journey towards a more perfect union. Thank you for joining us on this historical exploration. Don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights into history's pivotal events.